What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another Speed Lab. We've got a great uh, session planned for you today. Session as though it's a workout. We have a great stream planned for you today. We do have a little bit of subscriber submissions to go over. Actually, I need to add a banner that says, there we go. If you want your subscriber submission reviewed, you want to submit videos, that's where you can find it, the Speed Lab. I actually need to edit this. Can I edit this? There we go. What should we say? We should say unlock your true potential. Oh yeah, baby. There you go. Unlock your true potential. Okay. So that's where you can go to submit your film in case you're interested. So we will be going over that today, but excuse me, we're actually going to start with something that I've been thinking about this week, and that is this internal form of resistance, of fear. So we're going to go over how to stop that. Right. Paralyzed by fear, why athletes freeze and how you can fix it. And as I said before, it's actually also accompanied by resistance, or can be accompanied by resistance. And in my case, it's been feeling a lot of this resistance of, showing up, putting in work, even when no one's watching. We know that that's what we're supposed to do, and yet it's one of the hardest things to do. And we have another great quote here, which is, the more important to your soul's growth, the stronger the resistance will be. Let's watch this.
Soul's growth, the more important to your soul's growth, the stronger the resistance will be.
That's absolutely true. And what I meant by that was that when we conceive an idea for something we want to do, a movie we want to make or a book we want to make, it's not like at all like what the fantasy was. Oh, I'm really charged up, it's going to be great. What happens is waves of what I call resistance with a capital R start coming off that keyboard or whatever it is to try to stop us from doing it, make us procrastinate, make us, go to the beach, make us, give into distractions. And this is why I always say, if you want to know which one of 3 or 4 projects that you should do the one you're most afraid of, because that fear is a form of resistance with a capital R. And the more important a project is to your soul's evolution, not to your commercial success, but to your own evolution as an artist, the more resistance you will feel to it. So in other words, the thing that you really should be doing is going to be the hardest and is going to punch you in the face the hardest, which is why so many artists have such a hardcore professional attitude, because they have to have it to be able to kind of stand up to that resistance that's trying to push them away from doing their project, whatever it is.
And that was a Stephen Pressfield, Andrew Huberman podcast that I really appreciated. And when you feel that resistance, right, it's the most important form of work that you should be doing. And I've been feeling that a lot recently. So here we are, figuring out how to overcome that. You have the GOAT Muhammad Ali here. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. And that is a fact, right? So fear and resistance are often, in my opinion, like siblings, right? So it just helps to know that someone who you consider to be one of the greatest athletes of all time is similarly dealing with these feelings of fear, of resistance, especially again when no one's watching. So I have, right, one of the solutions here is to pick a direction and go. When you feel that fear, when you feel that resistance, the harder the resistance is, the more fear you have, just keep going. I have my athlete Dave here, who honestly has always been a symbol for me of that a strong goal is how you honestly overcome a lot of the fear, a lot of the resistance, because he always has his goals in mind. He always knows what he wants to do, right? So when I show up to Coach Dave, there's no confusion around what we're up to, whether it's the 100, the 200, the 400, or whether it's his football game. That's what we're up to, and that's what we're doing, and so he's been an inspiration to me. It might help a little bit to understand why fear is so powerful. So fear moves faster than logic. So even though you know what you should be doing, this is going to act stronger, right? Because when fear hits, it hijacks your breathing, your vision, your coordination, your decision making. Really, your vision is huge. What you look at. 1 second. Sorry about that. My dogs like to tear stuff up. Okay, so when fear hits, it hijacks, right? These are all parts of your brain that are in control of the fear response. You're going to have all these light up on moments of fear. So don't worry about it, because your mind isn't broken, right? Fear is not a weakness; it's a strength. It's part of your biology. And so your job is not to really protect yourself from fear. It's to find a reason to push through the fear. We have this brick wall here because sometimes it does take repetition of just smashing into a brick wall to get through it. The 3 brain states. So athletes perform based on the brain state that they're in. So if you're fearful, you're analytical, you're overthinking. Similarly, you can be frustrated, upset, which can create an emotional reaction, or you can just be on your auto programming, which is autonomic, fast, loose. You see here that your analytical mind, the fear-based mind, will be 20 times slower than the rest of your mind frames that you can be in, right? You have your emotional mind, which will be 4 times slower than your computer mind, which is the fastest. So if you've ever been in an emotionally heightened state, you may actually perform better, you may perform worse, but your brain is moving faster than it does whenever you're overthinking. And then what you really want to achieve is that computer brain. So your job is to move down. This is down, but it's supposed to be up the pyramid into the programmed brain. So why athletes freeze? Have you ever been through something so routine, and then all of a sudden the crowd is there or coach is watching, and all of a sudden you can't perform as though you're supposed to? It's because for whatever reason, or not for whatever reason, we're going over the reason, but you're scared. You're overthinking every movement. You're locked up by fear. So how do we flip the fear? The step 1 is going to be a nice little 10-second reset. So inhale slowly, relax your shoulders, reframe your fear as excitement. This one really helps me here, is that if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So anytime you encounter something hard, anytime you encounter a big form of resistance, just understand, if it were that easy, then everyone would be able to do it. So the fact that it's hard, the fact that you have this resistance, means you're so close to doing things that other people can't even imagine. Then you have step 2, which is the 90-second ritual, which is a mental warm-up that locks athletes into movement. You have your breathing, which we just covered. Then you want to see the execution. You want to visualize what you're supposed to be doing. Then you want to get into some movement, prime the pattern. So this could be a warm-up. Then you want to cue the words. So anchor confidence. Again, an easy one for me is if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. That helps me push. That helps me continue to show up when no one's watching, so that, right, greatness isn't created when the lights are on. It's created in the dark. Then you can rewire your doubt into fuel. So you turn "I don't know if I can" into "I've done the work. I'm built for this." What's really important here is that you actually have to have done the work. You can't trick yourself into thinking you did the work, when you took shortcuts. Your brain is going to know you didn't show up consistently. You didn't push through those moments of fear, of resistance. And then in this case, when you do that, you're able to repeat yourself under pressure, permanent confidence rewiring. So the hidden problem here is that fear thrives in confusion, lack of clarity, and undefined goals. So this is really what we're talking about today, is this lack of clarity and undefined goals. You have this picture of Candyland here. If you never played Candyland, you know, you need to get out there and get you a board game or two with this little zigzag roadmap here. It's a fun game. But really, fear always comes back when there's no direction. Why traditional goal setting fails? There's a ton of athletes I have where they show up and their goals to me are, I want to run faster. I want to jump further. I want to just get better. And these are vague goals which produce vague results. Traditional goals fail because they're too general, not measurable, not connected to purpose, impossible to track. No clarity, you have no confidence. These are really tough when it gets hard to, on those days that you really don't want to do it, that you really don't want to show up because it's really early in the morning, or it's really late at night, or it's a Friday evening and you'd rather be out there partying or watching Netflix or scrolling or whatever. The reason you show up is because you have clarity of your goal. You understand that even though today there's no one watching, I know in 3 months when I have my deadline, there will be people watching, and we're going to go over how to create these goals in full. So fear's weakness is clarity. So this is honestly the theme for a lot of things is being able to see where you're going, not where you are. Like a huge problem for a lot of the athletes I coach is that they always look down because they think, well, I'm running with my feet, so I need to see my feet. But that's completely the opposite of what you want to be doing. You want to look where you want to go. And this is true in defeating fear as well, right? Fear thrives on uncertainty. Clarity cuts through it like a spotlight. When athletes know what they're aiming for, why it matters, and their next exact step, then fear loses. Direction builds confidence. So how do we create direction? Fairly simple here. It's create the smarter goal system, a little bit different than the SMART goal system that you may have heard about. It's the only goal system built for performance under pressure. So you want it to be, it's an acronym, right? So specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Then you want to evaluate and revise your plan, because when you first start, your plan is just based on what you think is true. But as you continue to show up and as you continue to experiment, you begin to learn what is actually true and what is actually needed to succeed and reach your goals. So just an example for a smarter goal example, you want 100 meter is your event. So let's say you want to drop from a 12.1 to 11.8. That's your specific goal. And then you can measure, you can track weekly, you're flying 10. Then is it attainable based on last month's data? Achievable. Then you have relevant. Why is this relevant? It supports an upcoming season goal, whether that's being faster in football or basketball or soccer, or running is your main sport and you want to get into college because it helps you connect with your family or whatever. You need it to support a big goal here, right? So for me, being a great athlete was how I honestly achieved recognition from other people and from my family as well. It was a great way to connect. I enjoyed the car rides with my parents and going over all that. So it fulfilled a much larger goal than just running fast or jumping far for me. Then time bound, you know that in 8 weeks you have to perform. And then after that is when you evaluate. So you review your 10-meter fly every week to see if you're on track. If you are, or if you're not, you want to adjust your goals. So smarter goals build confidence by giving athletes clear direction, visible progress, repeatable systems. When an athlete sees growth every week, doubts fade and belief takes over. So the biggest thing here is to defeat fear is to take action. If fear has ever stolen a rep, a race, or performance, then you need to create smarter goals. So we have here a little example of how we like to do it in the Speed Lab, which is that we have a commitment card. So on the front, you can write out your smarter goals. And then on the back, you determine what you want to eliminate this week. What will you eliminate that is not serving your larger goal? And then you want to replace that with what 3 commitments will you make that serve your larger goal? You have a space to put them all. Then you sign, and more important than that, you have an accountability partner sign. So once your accountability partner signs, they're now in charge of this card. Okay. So they're in charge of this card. And then at the end of the week, they come back, they check on you, and they see how you did, whether you achieved your goal, whether you failed. I promise you'll show up more fully, and you'll show up on days when you don't want to, when you have someone else to report to, someone else holding you accountable. And then, of course, you share it. So you can share it inside of this community here. If you are having trouble finding an accountability partner, we're here to help you. You see, I have my commitment card here. And so that's how we're going to get over our fears, right? So this is the Speed Lab, and we do review film. So let's get into that. This is one of my athletes. I told her I was supposed to watch this the last time we were live, but we're going to watch it now. I believe she's doing a turnover drill that we have going. Okay. Can't really see anything from that video. Let's watch this one. So a lot of side-to-side movement there. Let's watch in full speed one more time. Arms are low, and as a result, knees are low. A lot of people saying hi. What's up, everybody? Yes, East Boston. We must overcome fear. It's not always easy, but we have to try. That's for sure. Thank you for being a liked stream. Jesus loves you and everyone watching. Agreed. Appreciate it. No problem. You don't have to be an athlete to get a lot of this, right? Like, really what I love about doing this is that what it takes to become a great athlete is everything that it takes to become a great person. as funny as that sounds. Well, I guess that's not always true, but there's a lot of overlap, right? You know that a lot of the professional athletes actually have some like dark spots that they cover up and then they become uncovered. But a lot of what it takes to be successful, right, is all that becoming an athlete is about. So phones. Sorry, I missed everyone's comment. Okay, so there she is doing a build up. Those arms are not fluid. And that's what I told her. We need to work on arm swings and fluidity. That will help her strides a lot as well. Those arms need to come up a little higher. And she's very small with her strides, but again, that's because of her arms. Okay, so that's one athlete. Now we have my other athlete here, Brian. Let's watch his. So we have wickets. I created a program which includes wickets here for him. They should be about 4.5 to 6 feet apart. This one looks a little longer, but let's watch. Good. So we've got hands on hips. starts off well. I think the spacing just got to him a little bit here. What we're looking for is posture. Stepping down over the wickets, remaining upright. And so we just had some problems with the measurement of the wickets, and this is our first time doing it, so that makes a lot of sense. But now we know that we need to have more wickets at these intervals. And these honestly don't look even. So that matters. I have to determine how Brian was measuring his wickets. Striking under the hips. Then we end up having to get to not horrible here. So Brian is transitioning from doing a lot of longer run stuff. So we really want to work on front side mechanics for him, stride length for him, and posture. So what I tell Brian is that many of these will be bad, but a few of them will be good. And it's important to recognize which ones are good so that you can replicate it. And the more times that you give it a try, the more you'll be able to string together good attempts. So if one of these is good today, then tomorrow 2 of them will be good, and the next day 4 of them will be good, and the next day 8 of them will be good. And that's how we improve, like many other things. So that one I consider good, 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 good. And then we get a little messed up because we have to take 2 steps in between. But overall, that rep was much better than this first rep that he did. Reaching a little bit too. That step is good. That step's good, but then that one got away from him a little bit. And then we have some strides. And again, what we're attempting to do for Brian is to get him a little bit. Oh, those look really good. Look at that. I want you to compare this stride here to this stride. Right? Look how small those strides are. They're not really fluid. They're like a jog turned fast. It's like fast jogging. It's not like sprinting. It's more like fast jogging. Oh, you didn't see that, did you? There we go. So compare this stride length and stride style, which I'm again referring to as fast jogging. These are fast jogs. Okay, keep this in mind right here. Now we're going to go back to this, which is a stride. Look, notice the difference there. Look at that chain that's connected right there. That was very nice. So one thing that I see is that he's kicking out. He's losing his heel. What I mean by losing his heel, you see how that foot it's like it's kicking a ball. He's going to kick. What it should be doing is coming up and pulling back, not kicking out, but pulling the track back behind him. I didn't say, what's up, Noah, Brandon, Quan, East Boston. What's up, East Boston? Is it cold out there right now? Little toilet. Bashar, babe, hello. Andrew. What's up, everybody? Oh, this one looks good. Still kicking a little bit here, Brian. Funny enough, your left leg is not doing the same as your right leg. Your right leg is really kicking, but your left leg is operating a bit better. I hope you can feel the change from last week to this week because these do look much better. And then here we have Brian doing hurdle walkovers. Excellent. What a nice gym you have here. Okay, so another tip here, Brian, is look at how you watch. Hold on. You see how when you come down, this toe is pointed down? I need you to keep that dorsiflexed up towards your knee. You see how you hit right there? That's going to put a lot of pressure on your ankle and shins and knees. You'll end up getting shin splints there. So I need you to keep that dorsiflexion. And then don't come out wide like this. I need this heel tucked more close to the butt, and then you'll come step over. Very nice not skipping this drill. A lot of people will skip this drill, but like it's so important to have your hips mobile and flexible and strong. And that's what a lot of people will miss. Yeah, left leg leading is a bit more challenging. See how you're pointing that toe to step down. Point, step. All right. Very nice. Who else we have in chat? What's up? I see people here. How's it going? There was one other video I wanted to watch that's on this great channel. Track All Access. Thank you for also not like demonetizing me whenever I watch your videos. So I actually learn a ton from watching them, and a lot of people like to demonetize you for watching their stuff. But it's like no one really cares about track. Why are you trying to demonetize me for watching? Where was it? I think this is it. Okay. There we go. So we have Texas A&M 800-meter workout. Let's see what they're up to out there. Organic Productions. Thank you. I love you too. Do you run or are you in any sport there, Organic Productions? Or are you just here for the vibes? Okay. Volleyball. Very cool. What position are you? Is there anything that you're looking for in particular? I mean, obviously I know that you spike. I know about digging as well. I'm sure you need some lateral movement, some lateral quickness, probably the ability to jump. I didn't play. I mean, I've played volleyball before, but just for fun, not like seriously. But I'm known to jump high and far. So if there's any way I can help you, I would love to do that. So 800 is something that I know how to train, but I don't feel comfortable charging people training because I never actually competed in the 800. But still, I love the event. I love all of track, right? So I'm gonna learn everything eventually. The best coaches that I know, they have like a weird knowledge about literally every event. So like my favorite college coach also coached the deck, and then my high school coach, who's like my guru, he knows about every event. I don't know how. When you ask them, they say like, "Oh, I'm just old." So like, which they are old, but I guess I'll just get there at some point. Play outside. Oh, your beach volleyball? I love beach volleyball. It's so fun. Middle blocker, right? So you do need to be able to jump and everything like that. Like organic productions, one of the things about sprinting and jumping is that they go hand in hand, right? It's a lot about being explosive. So like once you have the basics of being explosive, you can pretty much sprint well and you can jump well. You know, so a lot of plyometric work, I'm sure for you. And then if you're not sprinting, like sprinting is just describe it. I don't know how I describe sprinting as just a series of jumps repeated really fast over and over and over for whatever distance you're sprinting. And on top of that, like plyometrics are one of my favorite things to do. No, this isn't me. I'm just watching. This is Texas A&M 800-meter workout that I've been wanting to watch. I figured I'd watch it with you all. This is not me. I did the 1, the 2, the 4. You know what? I am going to have some videos of me sprinting that I'll just film one of my workouts and we can review it, because what I've noticed is that shout out to everyone who sends me footage and film, because it's not always easy being critiqued. And what I've noticed in my own film is that whatever I think I'm doing in my head is not actually what I'm up to. I wish I filmed so much more things when I was an athlete, but it is what it is. Now I get to do that for you all. So even like organic productions, if you have footage of you playing, or you want specific advice about like vertical jumping or lateral movement, you can just share it there and I can go look at it and be able to hopefully help you. I'm not going to be able to help you with the X's and O's of volleyball. Maybe you can actually teach me a thing or two, but a lot of the training that I do is beneficial for a lot of sport. Like people love to come run track mostly because it helps with other sports. There's not many people who love track for track, and that's fine. I get it. But a lot of people need help in other sports, and so they understand that running fast or jumping far or jumping high is a piece of their sport that they'd like to improve. So they come out for the track team. And I love coaching those. I love coaching anyone who just enjoys working. So
that's it. We have 3 sets of 300, 200, 100. 2.5 minutes between, every run in each set, and then.
So they've got 3 times. 3 times 3, 3 times 3, 2, 1, with 2:30 in between and 5 minutes in between sets. So this is not too different that you would see from a sprinter's workout. You probably wouldn't do, what is that? That's 900 plus 600 is 1500 plus 300 is around 1800 meters. The thing that separates this workout from maybe like a 100, 200, 400 guy, like maybe let's just say a 400 meter runner, is the rest in between. You would probably give more rest because you want you want the reps at a higher quality than what the 800 will be doing because you only have one lap compared to two. So that's one of the bigger differences here.
5 minutes between the sets. I'm looking at more on that 300. I want to see whether they can be able to run 38 seconds, 37, 38, and then 225s. And then 100 meters is supposed to be an acceleration of about 12 seconds.
That's moving, but like 38, 37, and a 300 after doing multiple of them is fast. And then 25 in the 2 and 12 in the 1 is fast.
Ooh. I'm dedicating this rep to Dr. Leap.
So they just did rock, paper, scissors to see who would go first because the first person is like the like you get to trail off that first person and get a little what do you call that? Slipstream. It's called slipstream in car racing, but
Shout out Dr. Leap. Ready, coach?
On you. Okay, flow.
every coach we watch on this channel is all about flowing and giving the effort required while being as relaxed as possible. And you can see it very efficiently in these runners. They're extremely efficient with their style, with their stride. It looks very easy, and it's not because it is easy. It's just because they worked enough to be able to do this. 38.8 for the first 300.
Wait. Stop. What's 38.8?
25.
Having a little fun on these 200 repeats. You got to have fun at some point when you're running this far and really dying when you're working out. So he was the 800-meter runner-up. So he got second, which explains why he's running these workouts like they're cookies and milk. You know what I mean? 24.3.
24.
Yeah, just jumping off is always the easiest.
Every time you gotta do that?
Just jump.
Funny enough, we used to not get into it. We used to have friendly debates and roast sessions with the distance people at UC Berkeley because they would do like 16 200-meter and we would do like 8, and then they would make fun of us for not doing a lot.
Okay, go.
147. Scott.
Shade.
Trying our best to. As long as you can. This is to Coach Aaron. All right.
Coach Aaron. Okay.
Run smooth.
Second 300, again, we're focused on running smooth. None of them are tight. Open strides, right? They have this kind of hybrid high knee style that you might see in your typical sprinter, but also like this big, large back kick here, which you'll see in a more distance runner, not even distance runner, like a mid-distance runner. Arms are being used well, but fairly conservative, right? Because it's 800 that they're training for, not the 100, in which your arms would be much greater than what they're doing.
Coach Aaron got a good one on that one.
Now you see the workout come to get them. Whenever athletes stop talking, they're getting cooked. They're beginning to feel it. You see the little bit of tenseness here, right? I mean, they get 2.5 minutes in between, so that's expected. This is also what I mean about having a great training partner. You're not going to do anything really well by yourself. You definitely need a training partner. Because, again, we saw that this guy is the runner-up for NCAAs, but this guy just pulled him to run faster in that 200 repeat than he otherwise would have alone. They're trying to find the shade. Must be a hot day in Texas. There's nothing like Texas heat when you go to run. It's the best. And that's coming from a Californian.
Love you guys. Can you start shouting out people? I think so.
That's it. Through the line. Through the line.
And some schools are just going to have better mid-distance programs. Some schools will have better sprints programs. Some schools will have better distance programs. Just really depends on how the head coach built their programming.
What's up? Go get it. Get him. Under they're running. You know, so you look at it at
Paul, what'd you think of that last 300?
that's good. I saw some moving away, and Caden was, you know, getting a little bit left a little bit, a couple of yards behind, but he still was able to come under 38 seconds, so that's okay. Yeah, because when you look at the whole workout, it's about 1,800 meters. You know, so you look at it generally, like, you know, entirely. You don't just look at the 300 or the 200 they're running. Is the whole thing, you know? Is that something that somebody can do with that kind of pace or speed? Not really if you, like, you know, make them run through, you know? So that's why we are, like, giving them a little break in the middle so that they can be able to attain that. So this is
Basically, he wants them at a certain pace. So you have to give them the right break in between. Doesn't matter if they fall slightly off of pace for one set, as long as they can come back and finish strong.
Remembering to live life a little bit.
Nice and relaxed. The last one's always not the easiest one, but it's always easy. Easier than the second to last, at least. So I just wanted to watch that. I just wanted to see what kind of like stuff they're doing for the 800. Just because I'm interested. Because I love running. And I love training to run. And so if you similarly love running and love training to run or need to run faster or jump higher or whatever, blah, 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 you can join, again, this little banner at the bottom there. If no one has questions or film, let me see. Did we get any film submissions? No. You can submit your film. Look at this. Film review. Add it to the list. I'll go ahead and get to your film. It can be any running, any jumping, any explosive or plyometric work that you need. Can help you there. So that's it for this stream. Unless anyone has questions. Give it a minute or two before I hop off. Thanks for joining. We got a good number of people today. I think the vertical streaming is paying off. Are y'all watching on vertical? $11. You see my nice little driving wheel here? Okay. If no one has questions, you can find me at the little link below. See you next time. Peace.